Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Coming to you live from my last full day down in Cabo, Mexico. And then I will be off to the great state of Missouri. And maybe I'll see some of you guys over there. All right, let's go to the charts. There'll be a private Q&A after the show, and tomorrow, all three Q&As from this week will be released. So I probably will not do a video tomorrow, even though it's a travel day, and I kind of like doing videos from the airport. Maybe I should use my travel picture today. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. I got a few travel days coming up. Maybe I'll do it. Sure, I'll use a different thumbnail today. Maybe I'll switch it. Anyway, let's go to charts. Man, yesterday's stream was really good, and maybe I'll get into it a little more in the private stream. Like, man, the whole thing about El Salvador printing their own money, I think it's going to happen. And I'll try to explain more in the private Q&A, and then that would come out tomorrow. Let's go to the charts. This is big. This is basically the only chart I need to discuss, okay? The only chart I need to discuss is this triangle. Which way will this triangle resolve? And one second. Which way will this triangle resolve is the only thing I am really paying attention to at the moment. Let me grab, so I can kind of keep an eye on your live stream and stuff. And if we can resolve it to the upside, you have a monster level of resistance being the ultimate def cross. This is the 50 going down against 200. And this def cross is expected to show up sometime at the end of June. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it the other day on a private stream, but I need to get rid of all these arrows. Like, these arrows no longer apply. You can also see how ridiculously wrong they were. So let's delete them. At this point, they're cluttering the charts. So this is why you trade as things come. Projecting into the future is not good. So this circle, I'm just going to keep sliding it to the right because this circle literally involves the def cross. And the def cross ain't going to happen till like here. So this is really, so we'll give it a few days, and that's where I can probably lower it a little bit. That's where the def cross is coming. Okay. That's the def cross. And if price gets into this def cross, I know we're in a bull cycle, and guys like Willy Woo and Plan B and Dan Held, they're all anticipating a huge, I don't know about Dan's price projection. I don't think he does price projections, but he's always talking about that super cycle. I know Willy and Plan B have their price targets. I have my price target too. And my price target for this bull cycle was always, I'm optimistic. I would love to see $250,000, but get me over 100. And I have a tweet out there saying that I'm still expecting $100,000 Bitcoin before the end of the year. But it may not be that easy. Right now, the triangle is very, very bad looking. And we have a 60% chance. Well, not yet, right? If the price of Bitcoin over the next week comes down to the $34,000 area or $33,500 area, there's going to be like a 65% chance that we're going under 30K and we're going to break down in this triangle. I don't need to draw my arrow yet. Still plenty of time. But as long as this triangle keeps playing out, I'm not rushing onto the bullish side of the triangle. Now, if you're a long-term investor looking to dollar cost average, just keep dollar cost averaging. There's nothing wrong with that, because there's a 35% chance that we're going to break to the upside, and you don't want to miss that chance. So your Bitcoin will stay in Bitcoin. Bitcoin ain't going to go anywhere, okay? You're going to just accumulate more Bitcoin. Nothing wrong with that. But right now, as a trader, there's no reason to rush in this trade. You have to wait and see how this triangle plays out. On a weekly scale, there's really nothing to say. I have no comment at all. And we looked at the funding rate yesterday, and the funding rate is favoring the bulls, but not crazy favoring the bulls, and it may need way more consolidation. There's not much else I can say here. So this is the 4-hour chart. Wanted it to break that line to be bullish. We can now move that line down. Here is the GBTC. We would need to break this line to be bullish. We can now move this line down, considering we're probably going to open lower than, but anything can happen at the open. So I would leave the line here. And then if the opening of GBTC is down there somewhere in the 27 range, we can easily move that line a little bit lower. Like our breakout area to buy, the breakout goes lower and lower and lower, which is a good sign. We can look at the 1-hour chart. I don't see how it's going to be much use, and it's not. And wait for the MRI, and it's still not, so it's irrelevant. And faith in humanity is dropping today, but we're still in an uptrend on Bitcoin dominance, so that's a good sign. Gold, I remain overall bullish on gold, but 2 more weeks of downside can change my mind. But for now, I remain bullish. I'm still bullish on oil. I've been on the money about this one. So let me show you how the best trade is breakout trade. The breakout is better than the buy the dip trade from a risk reward perspective. It's always a safer trade. Buying the breakout is an amazing trade. Look at this. Just look at this. How is this any different than what the S&P 500 is doing right now? This is a daily scale. The other one is probably a weekly scale. I'm not sure, weekly or daily. No, also a daily scale. Look, you hit a high, you have a big pullback. You then hit that line again, you consolidate, a little pullback, you go up. This is a cup and handle kind of shape. Now we go to the S&P 500. We don't have that other drop. It's not necessary. But this has way better support. The Arun just went up. This is the breakout trade. This picture is no different than the oil picture. And look how the oil picture worked out. How much did that go up by percentage? That's up 7% in a few weeks. I mean, if you're a shitcoin trader or a penny stock trader, 7% in a few weeks is nothing. You're used to 7% in about 3 minutes. That's your style of trading. Not everyone is that risk enthusiastic. Some people want to be more risk averse. And if you're risk averse, buying a multi-month breakout, this isn't new all-time high. I mean, I remember when oil was $150. I was working at Bear Stearns at the time, or JP Morgan, one of those. But this is like a 5-year high, whatever this is. Let's go to the weekly chart. What do we got here? 2-3-year high? Oh, when the chart loads. No, it's not a multi-year high, but that's coming soon. So the last time we were in this vicinity was 2018, and we spent a little bit of time there. And prior to that, it was 2015. So it's almost at a 5-year high, almost. But here's the difference, right? I am happy to buy this breakout, but I will not be buying the breakout above 75, because the breakout above 75 is not the same as the breakout above 65. The breakout above 65 is a short-term breakout to 75. Breaking 75 creates an overextended area. You can see how we're already looking at a divergence here between the 65 high and the current 75 high. We're also in the middle of a weekly MRI top. I did not even realize that. This was the weekly MRI top and extension B. Look what happened the last time we had an MRI top. And the time before that, we had a 1 to 4 candle consolidation slash correction. So this is where I would get out of oil. Let's go back to the daily chart. On a daily chart, where is the top? Well, on a daily chart, this is an extension C top. We can also pull up the MRI's details. Are they going to show up? What's going on? There they are. And we can see how much further we need to go to get the next MRI daily top. And it's only a couple of more days. So this is it, where I get out of oil. Sometime between Friday, because I didn't mention it, sometime between Friday and next week, mid next week, sometime between Friday and Thursday of next week, last Friday and upcoming Thursday, I would get out of oil because I think it's going to top. And after it tops, if it tops, I mean, market does whatever it wants. But I'm not going to mess with this MRI top. Look what happened to the last one. I can certainly see a correction back to the 60s. And on a weekly scale, you know, we've rallied a lot. So even a pullback to, say, 50, and then coming back to 75 would create a breakout environment that takes oil back to 150. Can oil go back to $150? Absolutely it can, for multiple reasons. One is the money printing and inflation. And more importantly, most of the governments around the world don't want people to work. They don't. If the government is paying people to sit at home and play video games, who is out there taking oil out of the ground? And the answer is no one. So I can certainly see oil going up in price to 200 and 250 bucks, because I'm sure why in the world with an American? I mean, there's lots of like the oil. U.S. is one of the biggest oil exporting countries in the world. But if the U.S. government is going to pay people not to dig that oil out of the ground, then there'll be an oil shortage, and the price of oil will skyrocket. It's supply and demand. So I can certainly see the price of oil going to 250 bucks, not because the free market is taking it there, but because the government doesn't want people having a job. They want to be the nanny state. All right, let's move on. I got to do private Q&A in 5 minutes. I've said my piece. Someone wanted me to glance at NVIDIA. And of course, I'm bullish the S&P 500 because for TA reasons. Remember, your job is not essential unless you are working for the government or you are selling alcohol. Your job is not essential. Those are the only two essential jobs apparently left in America. Otherwise, they can shut you down. It's two jobs: alcohol stores and drugstores. Drugstores, alcohol stores, and working for the government. I love Georgia. I was gonna go to Georgia, but they were on curfew, and I was gonna go to Georgia right after my turkey earlier this year, but I didn't make it. So I think someone wanted me to look at, we're keeping an eye on this, not much to say. I want to look at NVIDIA and then DXY, NVDA. That is NVIDIA, right? Yeah. Okay, so NVIDIA is in a beautiful breakout. The counts have broken, but I would be a little bit careful here. It is Friday. Well, the stock market is bullish, right? So I am going to be bullish NVIDIA. I had no idea NVIDIA went to such huge price. What about the weekly chart? I'm still bullish on NVIDIA. I'd be a little bit careful. It's gone up a little too far, a little too fast. There wasn't that much of a consolidation breakout. It's probably in a hyperwave. Jesus. Yeah, someone's got to put a hyperwave on this. That's phase 2. This is probably phase 3. I got to take the log chart off. I don't think my log chart is on. Yeah, if that's phase 2, we're in phase 3. Yeah, this thing can go up. Anyway, I don't have time to look into it now, but I'm still bullish. DXY was another one. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I am absolutely bearish on DXY, but, and this is important, that's an MRI buy. So I am not bearish this week. But that's a double bottom, folks. So I am looking for a 1 to 4 week upside, starting with week 1 already occurred. But I'm not anticipating the break of the prior swing high. So I am expecting the dollar to falter. And this arrow is probably accurate. I'm not moving it. So I am bearish the dollar, but not for the next few weeks. Yeah, thanks for having me take. And LS might be the last thing I look at. And I saw a super chat up there somewhere. A bull flag on gold monthly. This is not interesting to me. I can't trade this. I wouldn't trade this. Maybe on a daily scale. On a weekly scale, it's too illiquid. This is way too illiquid. Look at these gaps. There's no volume here. Maybe it's a different LS then. I don't know. Well, what was the LS? Yeah, I don't know. Life science. It's too illiquid for me. I don't know what this is. I wouldn't. It's like a shit coin. But a nice MRI top right there. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with this. And even like the weekly chart, I'm like, I wouldn't mess. I didn't even know it was that illiquid. From a weekly chart, you can't see how illiquid it is. But I can certainly see from the daily chart. No, not interesting to me. Okay. Maybe from a fundamental perspective, you can do something. But from a technical perspective, it's not interesting at all. And finally, gold monthly flag. And I'll look, but then we're going to call it a day. I can go to the monthly chart. I mean, I'm looking at the future. I'm not looking at GLD or cash. No, I don't see any flags on a monthly. I just see an image. I just see a breakout in the near future. That's all. All right. Oh, Coinbase. Yeah. I want to look at Coinbase. We're not done yet. Coin. Did coin drop fully 50%? This is the weekly Coinbase. And not yet. Not yet. I still think there might be, well, you know, it dropped 45% from the open price, and it fell 51% from the high of opening day, because that happened on opening day. So it did fit my criteria, but I'm going to wait for the MRI. I'm going to wait for that weekly MRI buy. And if that weekly MRI buy shows up at $175 or $150, that's beautiful. That would be be beautiful. About the daily scale, I really have found that the MRI signals, the first time they show up after an IPO, is they're fairly accurate. So right now, I would be looking for a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside, but I am not anticipating the break of the prior swing high yet. If it does, it's bullish, but I still think we're going to break these lows before we break those highs. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. I need to plug stuff. We're going to the financial summit in Dubai, almost said Bali, in Dubai is up for sale, and it's going to be great. If you have the resources to come to this event, you don't want to miss it. Now, the other conferences, this is probably coming to Dubai right before the financial summit, so you can do a 2-for-1. And later this month, we're going to announce this. So I just want to make sure that I have a team to organize it and a hotel to do it in. Once those two things are in place, later this month, tickets go on sale. It's going to be a great event. I mean, this is understanding Bitcoin. This is what I really, really want to do. This is what I want to do. And Unconfiscatable, I'm working on this as well. We have the dates. Just got to finalize a few contracts with the venues. But I'll give you guys a hint. Early March of next year. I know it feels like forever away, but we have such a small team organizing this. And it needs to be perfect. We can't handle a mile-long queue like what happened in Miami in the middle of the heat. So we're gonna take our time with this. It's unfortunate we have to skip a year, but we can't take a chance at another screw up. So the last one lost money, and if the next one loses money, there may not be any more. So we're gonna take our time and we're gonna do it right. It's a lot harder to do profitable conferences when you don't have scammy sponsors. A lot harder. All right, that's it. If you guys want to support, please go to tonevays.com. And that would be right here. I don't want to dox anything in case I'm logged into my backend. So we're going to do it this way. Tonevays, there's a free tutorial. There it is. Come on, load. Free tutorial right there under Learn Trading. You can click on that. If you want to support with something a little bit extra, there's the on-demand educational videos on trading. And for the advanced traders, there is the MRI indicator for a one-time fee that you can also pick up. All right, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I got a bunch of people in the private Q&A. We're going to do that now for the next 30 to 40 minutes. And then back to this channel tomorrow, and we will post the private Q&As from this entire week. And I'll eventually open up Q&A to the general public, probably next week. Probably next week when I'm back in the US. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching.